Okay, if elected, what is the first issue you would bring to council? The second part of this is, what would your proposed solution be? First issue and solution.
The first thing we're going to do as council gets together will be goal setting to look at what we've accomplished and then where we need to go from here. So some things we've accomplished have been around parks and police, continuing the good works there on making sure that our services are stable, but going forward it is going to be that conversation about a land, about the urban growth boundary and charting a course into the future. What am I doing about it? We're going to continue the work that has already begun with the studies we've done, with the task force, the study that's being concluded now, but then engaging the conversation with the community. What is this going to look like, and then what are the steps necessary to ensure Kaiser charts its own future?
Okay, again, your first issue and what your proposed solution would be.
I guess if... Stand by. If I had to say about it, I hope to sit down and learn and create goals in an effective manner. But if it were my issue to bring up first, it would be development and how that moves forward and the regulations involved and the barriers in our way.
Elizabeth, first issue you would bring and your proposed solution.
First, I'm going to learn as much as I possibly can. I know that, and I talked to Kathy about that, and luckily they do a lot of training because I don't want to ever assume that I have this voice or authority that I can just walk in and be like, hey, we're going to do this today. But I do believe that we need to be very, very aggressive in looking forward to what we do with the land, how we get it developed, what we're going to do there. I do not have the answer, obviously. Otherwise, you guys would be paying me the millions of dollars for this study. So that solution is going to be long and detailed, and it needs to be a community conversation, not just a council conversation.
All right, Dan, again, your first issue you would bring and the proposed solution.
Expanding Carlos's Ultron.
He's watching.
It's going to cost a lot of money. So I think that for me to go into a council and say, oh, well, I know what's going on, I think the learning curve there is going to be extremely steep, and I think to be patient and not to try to make big decisions before I really understand what's going on would be an error. So I'm going to be patient. That's what I'm going to do.
And Roland, your first issue for you, re-elected. If you were re-elected, what's the first issue you would bring and what is your proposed solution?
If I was re-elected, first I would demand a recount. Okay, nobody heard that. Seriously, I want on a serious note, I really, my thing is community connection. That's a word that you hear a lot when you talk to me about, and that's being out there. Somebody says, oh, Roland, I see you. It's not only me, it's all of us. But to me, it's important that everybody, every community member, every resident in this town feels like they belong here. And think about that. There's a lot of people, a lot of different cultures, and I say that because I grew up in different cultures, and I want to make sure that everybody feels the same way I do. I feel like Kaiser's my home. And people, I don't worry about, I worry about from here on out what is best for Kaiser and working with these great people. And I think that sometimes people disagree with you, and sometimes they agree with you. But the main thing is to have a heart for the city, and that's what I do. And I want you to listen to this word, because it's a word I penned like 20 years ago, and the word is Kaiserism. That's what we are. Kaiserism is what we are. We all work together. We all, like we said, like we talked about the greatest asset, our people. So I'm going to continue my work with outreaching, whether it's the high school students, our leadership program that I've been working on for 4th year. And it's been wonderful for kids in our community, and these are the future of Kaiser. The youth is the future of Kaiser. Remember that. Thank you.
All right, they've done a great job of answering questions, and now we're going to go to a 2-minute close each. We started at the beginning with the opens with Kathy, so we're going to go to Sean, and then work our way back that way. So they'll have 2 minutes to close. I'm going to stand at 10 seconds so you have at least that knowledge of where we're at on the clock, because we haven't had that for you. So about 1:50 I'll stand. We've got a 2-minute close, and then we will have time for questions, again, as we said, over the tables in various areas, and we'll have a few closing remarks. So, Sean Lapoff, please close.
I'd like to start by saying again, thank you everyone for being here. Not just my willingness to sit here and pursue this volunteerism, this avenue of volunteerism, but your willingness to take the time out of your Thursday night, come down and learn more about your community. You're learning about me right now only in an effort to learn about your community and how you can help for it. And you people in the room are going to be the ones who are voting, which is another beautiful thing. So thank you all for taking the time out of your Friday night to be here. It's very important to me, because me doing this is very, very important to myself as well. And so thank you again for everyone being here. I think I've developed strong leadership skills throughout my life, and that has only developed because of my ability to listen and absorb and address the issues with any issue between friends, or an issue between groups, or an issue between community, addressing the issues in a manner that I've chosen as collective, logical, and reasonable is why I think I could be a good city councilor for you. So I thank you again for being here, and I hope to have you vote.
Okay, thank you again. That was Sean Lapoff. And now closing remarks from Elizabeth Smith.
I also want to thank you all for coming out and being willing to listen to us, and stepping up and voting and being a part of your community is huge. Not everybody wants to go to a government type meeting on Thursday night, so thank you for doing that. And I'm just very blessed to have been part of this community and learned so much. Really grew up. I moved here when I was 22. So I've grown up through the community. I've raised my daughters here, and I'm really excited about the next step, about being a part of that. And whether I win or lose at this stage, I'm still going to do it. And I encourage each one of you to do that same thing. We need to be the voice. We need to be the direction, but we cannot just have it be one set of people. We have to reach out, and I love everything Roland's done to continue the reaching out to different people and making them all feel like they're important, they're a part of this. We need that, and I think that's what actually makes Kaiser beautiful. I've had 20 years in the mortgage industry. I have worked very tirelessly with several of these companies, and I'm very educated when it comes to land stuff. It's we read laws, we read rules, we make sure loans close, and I think that is what's going to set me apart for the coming years of Kaiser, is that I have a little bit of a different take on it from knowing what we can and cannot do for financing purposes and such. And so I'm really excited about this. I've waited a real long time to do it because I wanted my kids raised happy, healthy, and that was my focus originally. But now that I have this opportunity, I really would like to give this back to Kaiser and show them that all those years of them putting up with me was not wasted.
Thank you. Closing remarks from Dan Kohler.
Thank you, Mr. Post. My wife and I moved to Kaiser, not really knowing what to expect. I had been working in a little community called Payette, Idaho. I didn't really want to be in Payette, but that's where my job landed me. When I started my own business, and I could land it wherever I wanted to be, we moved to Kaiser. Didn't really know what to expect. It wasn't very long after that. Some of my children, we have 6 children, my wife and I, celebrated our anniversary yesterday, 39 years. We knew that we needed to be involved in order for our children to be able to learn and grow and to be a part of something a lot bigger than just what our family was. We started a Little League, doing things, and that's where I met Roland and a lot of other really good people. A couple of years later, they talked me in. Somehow they got me to be the player agent for Kaiser Little League. What a great challenge, what a great opportunity to learn, to grow, and develop leadership abilities that I didn't even know that I had at that point. from there, we went to the middle schools and went to the high school, was involved in choir, orchestra, band, and sports, and all kinds of things. All of these things brought the love and the joy that I have of Kaiser. I want to be able to share that same love and joy with other people. And in order for us to do that, we've got to make sure that we act very, very thoughtfully. We've got to do things in a way that we don't destroy the beauty that we have here. Is it possible to do? Absolutely. And we have to do it. Otherwise, we'll lose what a beautiful legacy we have.
Thank you, Dan. Roland Herrera is up for re-election, and he's going to close.
Thank you. I just want to thank everybody for this opportunity. And again, I apologize. Believe me, it was a last minute thing, but I do want to say this. You know, our existing council has worked really hard. We've accomplished a lot of good things. When I first came on, I want to personally thank Marlene because she was my sidekick and she really steered me the right way. And all the folks here that I've been the pleasure of serving with, we actually got stuff done. We secured through our parks and our public safety, which is the highest thing to think of in any community. And I want you to know that we work hard and we take a lot of our own time. We are not paid. I do a lot of open houses and career days. And the first question I get from 5th graders or 4th graders is, "How much money do you make? How much do they pay you?" And they kind of laugh when I say, "Well, we don't get paid." And they said, "Why do you do it?" And I say, "Because we love to do it. We love to help her." And I mean that because we spend a lot of time, and you folks don't know, behind meetings. And I don't know how this lady does it. I know it takes a lot of time, and for you to step in, all of these people here that all contribute to our community, with the chamber and Little League or whatever, Mary and Todd, those are great accomplishments. But anyway, seriously, I mean, I love this community, and one of the things that people know about Roland Herrera is that he loves Kaiser, and I do, and I'm the first guy to say it, and I'd like to represent us, all of us. And remember, all of us, sometimes you got to get out of your comfort zone. All of us got to get out of our comfort zone and listen to the other side. That's what's wrong in our country right now. We do not listen. We're not respecting the other side. Nobody agrees with me on everything, but I'll tell you one thing. I have a lot of respect for listening to me. They know I mean well. Although they disagree sometimes, that's the way life is. And to put it together in a community as good as Kaiserism.
Finally, again, up for re-election, Mayor Kathy Clark. First of all, let me thank Roland Herrera for his closing remarks, and now Kathy Clark for yours.
Right. Thank you very much. I get to back clean up. I've talked to people that when they move here, they haven't seen Kaiser, or they've just come here as a new resident, and they say, "You know what? I feel like I moved home." They're from another state, in some cases from another country, but when they come to Kaiser, they've moved home. That is the beauty of what Kaiser is as a community, and that's because we are connected. 40,000, 39,000 people is not a small town by anybody's definition. Why do we feel like one? It's because we're connected. We get involved. We have ownership here. We care about one another, and we have built and will continue to build a great city for ourselves and our children and their children after them. It's been truly an honor and a privilege to serve as a city councilor and as your mayor. I wouldn't trade places with any other mayor in this state. I've met many of them at the conferences I attend, and I gotta tell you, I got the best gig going. We've got some stuff that we've really gotten accomplished by getting together and figuring it out. And we have more things that we're going to be dealing with in the year to come. With our urban growth boundary, jobs, making sure our kids are on track for graduation and good jobs, making sure that our parks and our public safety continue on a good path, and planning for the future. We're going to have to look at staffing and some other issues. But you know what? All of those things, we're going to figure them out because we're Kaiser, and we get stuff done. And we get it done well, but we do it the Kaiser way. Thank you for letting me serve, and I appreciate your support. I look forward to serving you in another year, another term coming up. Thank you.
I think these guys deserve a big hand.